Imagine pouring your soul, your hard earned money, your precious time into fueling startups, only to have the sharpest, most promising ones reject your offer, look right past you as if you don't exist. That burning frustration, that deep staring into the void feeling, it's real. You know that inside you, there's this fire, this vision to back brilliance before the world sees it. Yet more and more, those startups keep shutting the door. Why? Why are the brightest ventures, the ones with game-changing ideas and unstoppable energy, turning away from the very people who should be their champions? It hurts. It bites deep, because it's not just about money. It's about trust, respect, and feeling like what you bring to the table matters. You're not a bank. You're more. You want to be a partner in revolutionary change, but increasingly it feels like you're being shoved to the side, a checkbox, or worse, a nuisance. The truth is crushing. Startups today want something else, something completely different from what traditional angel investors represent. They're afraid of losing control, being slowed down, or dragged into petty politics. They fear traditional investment models that shackle their vision with endless accountability cycles, pressure to pivot towards safe options, or demands that smother the raw, wild fire of their creativity. Every conversation that ends with a polite, thanks, but no thanks, stings like rejection by someone you deeply admire, someone you know could unleash a future-defining force. And yet, behind every no, there's a message many angels fail to hear. It's not about your money being less valuable. It's about your role evolving or vanishing because the world has shifted under your feet. Startups don't want just a check. They want a spark, a trailblazer who understands the vision before it's visible, who doesn't just invest but ignites. They want freedom fighters, verdict disruptors, co-creators, not bankers or gatekeepers. Angel investing today demands an upgrade because the old rules no longer work. So what's really happening? Startups are fighting for independence in an age drowning in noise and influence. Venture capital giants apply pressure, making startups dance to the tune of rapid growth, uniform scales, and predictable exits. The entrepreneurs who dare to defy this racial sameness crave angels who get that speed sometimes kills soul, that not all growth is holy, and that real success is about transformational impact rather than mere numbers on a spreadsheet. These founders want investors who believe in them enough to stand in the trenches without trying to control every move, who celebrate their chaos, their mistakes, their messy brilliance. Meanwhile, many angels still cling to old scripts. They stack spreadsheets, chase stylish safes, and demand equity like trophy points. They lean on due diligence checklist after checklist, holding tight to ownership, control, and influence. But startups don't want partners who question their motives or choke them in legal jargon. They don't want babysitters. They want champions of their chaos, who dare to see potential where others see risk. This gap, this painful disconnect, explodes inside many angels as frustration, confusion, loneliness. You want to be part of the next revolution, but the revolution doesn't want your standard playbook. It wants something raw, patience soaked in conviction, courage fueled by humility, power balanced with grace. It demands investors who can sit with discomfort, who can embrace the unknown without griping, who can surrender control without giving up influence. Here's the brutal reality. To leap ahead, angels must shed their old skin. You must stop chasing safe bets and start chasing the wild, rough, unpolished edges of innovation. You must become an ally, not a boss. Listen harder than ever before. Ask less about spreadsheets, more about dreams and failures. Put your ego aside and be a student of the founder's vision. Real influence comes not from pressing down harder, but lifting the founders higher. Most angels ignore this call because it's scary. It demands transformation, the kind that burns belongings, dismantles old certainties, and asks, what if you fail? What if you lose control? But the truth is that the angels who understand this are the ones who win. They don't just back startups, they fuel movements. They join a league of few who refuse to play by broken rules. They ride the edge where true freedom lives. If frustration feels insurmountable, remember this. Your greatest power lies beyond ownership. It's in being relentlessly patient and radically selective. It's in recognizing that not every business needs you, but the right one, whose fire aligns with yours, will change everything. Wait for that one. Partner with that one. Fan that flame even when it flickers. Startups are crafting new realities, breaking borders not just geographically, but in mindset and spirit. They want angels who honor their individuality, not attempt to homogenize them. The time of treating startups like assembly line products is ending. Instead, they want fellow rebels, those who appreciate the beautiful chaos of building from nothing, who see risk as the only road to freedom. This shift demands that angels become architects of transformation, not just financiers. It calls for partners who ask, how does this founder see the future? How do their ambitions defy convention? And then, how do I serve that dream without diluting it? The answer isn't in complex contracts or controlling terms. It's in deep mutual respect and trust, forged over shared hardship and vision. The old dance, money for control, is dead. We're entering an age where money is just the tool. Vision and alignment are the currency. Angels must learn to invest with empathy, listen to the noise behind the noise, and build relationships that don't suffocate but liberate. This is the secret sauce of why top startups say no to traditional angels. It's not the money they fear losing their soul. So how can angels break out of frustration and get back in the game? Here's what no one tells you. First, invest in understanding the founder's mission on a human level. Forget financials for the first conversation. Get captivated by what haunts their dreams and fires their mornings. Your role is to become their biggest believer, the one who refuses to blink in the face of skepticism and cynicism. Second, slow down. The classic demand for quick returns and rapid scale kills the magic. Be the investor who sees the years needed to shape a startup's destiny, who carries the weight of uncertainty not as a problem, but as a sacred test of will. Third, redefine your success metrics. It's not just about valuation or exit timing. It's about impact, community, pioneering spirit. Celebrate the failures as heartbeats of innovation and rally around the resilience of the founder. Fourth, master the art of letting go. This might be the hardest part, but control is a cage disguised as security. When you finally release your grip, you open doors for genuine breakthroughs. Trust that your influence grows when you give power, not hoard it. Fifth, build networks of alignment, not numbers. Find the few wild souls who burn at your frequency. Together, this tight circle turns loneliness into power and frustration into unstoppable momentum. This is the revolution, only the bold win. Angels who refuse the easy comfort of obedience, who reject the cage of convention, who ignite instead of suffocate. The startups that scare the system, that rewrite rules with fearless fire, they're calling for you, but they don't want investors who play by yesterday's playbook. They want you to reinvent your role, to become less a gatekeeper and more the flame that sparks the next era. This is a call not to the many, but to the few who dare to change the game. So when the next startup turns you away, hear that rejection as a summons to rise, to burn down the old ways, to build a new kind of angel investing that unleashes, transforms, and honors the savage beauty of true innovation. Because freedom, real freedom, never follows the rulebook. It shatters it and forges something brutally alive in its place. Angels who understand this don't just invest, they become legends.